Good morning, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Evangeline to l'Île Prince-Édouard. We're here at the Evangeline rink, beautiful Prince Edward Island. My name is Mason tonight here with High Button Sports. It's the host Western Wolves and the Cape Breton Lynx in their second half of the weekend set. Two teams farthest in distance from each other, 6 hours of travel, and it was a bit of a scare to get here, as yesterday morning the Confederation Bridge here in PEI was closed due to the high winds. So what did the host Western Wolves do? They offered up their cars and they were able to bring over the Lynx who were traveling by bus, so they couldn't get over the bridge. So they grabbed their cars and headed over the bridge and picked up the Lynx. Pretty classy move by the host team Western Wolves. So I just want to give that a quick glance before we get going here. There's about 3.5 minutes of warm-up before we get things started. Looks like starting in goal will be Abby Jessam, number 37, as Ellie Power was the goaltender last night. And then Alexa Aiken, number 35, will get the nod from head coach Marilyn Fortin here at home. Both teams playing their last game before the break. There's a few more games going on in the league. Half hour after this game will start, over in St. John, the Kraken will host the Flames. Later on in Pictou, the Stars and Selects will finish off their weekend set. And then the Capitals and Surge over in Dartmouth at 12:15 will round out the 4 games on the schedule today. Of course, today being the 21st, so this will be the last game before Christmas for all these teams. As we take a look at the standings going into this one, the Wolves and Lynx right there beside each other in the standings, 6 and 7. The Lynx got the win last night and were able to extend their lead, so they're up to 24 points with 11 wins, 12 losses, 2 overtime losses. Wolves 9 and 18, 1 overtime loss. Good for 19 points. It's the Moncton Rockets and Subway Selects who are at the top of the league, but the Surge have been playing some pretty good hockey of lately, who are right on the tail. If they can get the win over the Capitals today, they would move into a tie with the Selects, assuming that the Selects don't beat the Stars, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So a quick look at the overall league statistics, the stat leaders for players. So Hallie Rose McLean having a heck of a season over in Pictou, while Annabelle Danielle right behind her, the rookie sensation. Only grade 9 playing in the U18 league here in the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League. Pretty impressive stuff from Annabelle Danielle over in Moncton. Allie Mullins, Ellie Eisner, a couple Ellies at 3 and 4, 38 and 37 points apiece. As there are no Wolves or Lynx in the top 15 of scoring in the league, we'll take a look at their individual statistics. As it's Maya Stevenson, the leading scorer for the Wolves with 14 points here, and Caden Thomas are tied. Stevenson has the leading goals of 11, while leading the team in assists is Callie McNeil of 7 apples on the season. And on the other side for Cape Breton, it's Ava Landry and Jade Vickers leading the way. Vickers a defense, and her and Rylan Gabriel have been providing some offense from the back end for Cape Breton this season. Ava Landry leads the team in goals of 16. 15 assists for Rylan Gabriel will lead her team in that category. As there's about 25 seconds in warm-up remaining, both teams will head to center ice at the conclusion. Once they pick up the pucks, you can see the referees give out the handshakes to the head coaches and coaching staff on each side. Robin LeBlanc was kind enough to share that picture with me, the head coach of the Cape Breton Lynx, the one I just showed on the screen. I'll show it again, of the Wolves offering up their cars to get the players across the bridge. So warm-up is now over. As you can hear the buzzer go, we'll play 3 periods, 20 minutes of flooding between each intermission. This is our first game of the day here in High Button Sports. Another jam-packed Sunday, as we'll have a bit of a break after this. Most of the teams will rest up during the holiday break. There'll be a few games over the holidays, but not as many as we're used to. So one last jam-packed weekend for you before the new year. It's the Wolves and the Lynx here on High Button Sports. The Lynx got the win last night, 5-3. So let's see if the Wolves can tie up the series here at home. Shots on goal last night were 46-36 in favor of the visiting Lynx. Leading the Lynx in ice time last night was Jade Vickers. She played 27 minutes for the Lynx back end. While over on the Wolves side, Callie McNeil played 22 and a half. That led her team. As well as Caden Thomas got 22 and a half as well. So those two players led the way last night. Let's see who the headliners will be here this morning. As we'll start off with Landry against Stevenson for the opening face-off. And we are underway from Evangeline, Ile-Prince-Édouard, as Mills will get the opening touch for the Wolves. Plays it up ahead. Here is Webster, takes it wide, might have a lane on that shot, and an early save, rebound, cleared away. Is that an early chance? As a rebound shot was tipped off the glove of Jessam. So 3 quick saves for the Lynx goaltender to start things off this morning. Lynx get possession, that's going to be played up ahead by McCachran. Battle for the loose puck, Richards will backhand one towards the Wolves bench as they're changing. As McInnes will poke it into the zone. McInnes looking for the loose puck, picked up by Stevenson, but in on the back check came Lawand to pick up the puck for Cape Breton. Pass over across, will go over the stick of McInnes, played up ahead. Here comes the Lynx, and at the line by Lawand, so it's going to be sent in deep. Back to retrieve it is Blackweir, that's going to be offside. As in on the forecheck was Cassie Cremo, number 19, but she was offside, so even if that shot did go in, it wouldn't have counted. About a minute has gone so far. Our first whistle off the offside. In for the draw is Waugh against Cremo. Puck dropped. One back by the Lynx. They have the puck on their own blue line. Peruch played through the middle. It's going to be picked off right into the stick of Gabrielle, who will play it up ahead. Lawan will send it in deep. Wolves back to retrieve it. Looking forward is Blackwire, looking to clear. Kept in by the forecheck of Cremo. Cremo lets a shot go. It's going to be a stop by Aiken. Rebound cleared away. Looking for the puck is Pinow. Pinow tangled up in the wall with McNeil. That's Avery McNeil for the Lynx. Here's Julia Brown. Played over the point. Vickers has it. She'll let a shot go. That's going to go wide of the net. Vickers having a great season offensively for Cape Breton. As the Wolves will get possession. Played to the line by McNeil. She'll send it in deep. Go for a change. Only player on the forecheck is Duncan for the Wolves. Lynx have a chance to break the puck out as Vickers will circle back in her own circle. Vickers, did pass over to McLean as the Lynx have it in transition. Here's McNeil. Pass through the middle is going to miss everybody. Puck comes free. As here is Austin. Austin gets poked off the puck. Here comes Mills for the Wolves. Mills will take it wide. 1-on-3 will dump it in as she takes a spill on the way through as Mills. Lynx looking to clear. It's going to be kept in the line by McGuigan. Take a funny hop of the wall. Mills tries to play it off the boards. Battling behind the net. Centering pass will be sent back to the corner by Gabriel. As Lynx have it looking to clear. Played through the middle. A little over the stick of the intended recipient, Jayla Andrews. This here is McPherson in her own zone. It's poked up ahead for Mills. Loose puck. Looking forward on the forecheck is McAdams. She'll try and get there, but Morel gets a stick on it. There is Olivia Morel. Pass to the middle is going to be sent back into the zone by Maya Stevenson off the bench. Picked up behind the net. Lynx have it, looking to clear. Tied up stick will send the puck down the ice. No icing is the situation here, but no, they will call it icing. I thought because the stick was lifted, they wouldn't call it, but I'm not the linesman or linesperson in this case today. So about 3 minutes have gone, just over 3 minutes Face-off will be in the Lynx zone here on the road. A 6-hour bus trip, plus a few delays, of course, with the bridge closures. Made for a long way to get here for Cape Breton, but they're up and running here. Their second game of the weekend here in Western PEI in Evangeline, Prince Edward Island. As here is Lawans, takes it wide, looking to battle her way through the zone, but she's met there by a defender. McInnes looking for the loose puck, is delayed offside. Plays right up ahead. Here's McNeil with Thomas. Pass over. Chance on the backhand for Duncan, and a save made by Jessam. As a mini odd player rush developed for the Wolves, but unable to capitalize was Western PEI. 16.5 to go in the first period. In for the draw is McNeil for the Wolves. Up against Cremo. Puck dropped. One back to the point for the Wolves. Here is Blackweir. Sent towards the goal. As that's going to be sticked wide. Here's Thomas. Thomas has in the corner. Pinching in to keep it alive is Pinau. But Lynx will take over. McInnes goes up the wall. Plays over to Lawan. Lawan met there at the red line by the stick of Pinau. As a hit will free up the puck. Duncan able to win that battle as that's going to be turned over and sent in deep. Looking to clear the wall. Stevenson, D-to-D pass over to Blackweir. Forecheck will break up that breakout attempt as here is McNeil in the corner looking for the loose puck. Wolves get possession. Here is Stevenson. She'll chip it off the wall. Puck will come free for Vickers, who came pinching through the neutral zone. Stevenson has it at the blue line. Vickers will take over once again. Played over for Morel, who will chip it ahead, but good stick and neutral ice by Kate Waugh. As Mills has the loose puck. Mills looking to clear. Drops it off for Stevenson, who will poke it down the zone. Last player back is Jade Vickers. The offensive defender has the puck for Cape Breton in her own zone. Makes a move. Vickers still has it as she enters the offensive end. Shot just goes wide off the rush. Rebound will be picked up by Austin. Austin loses it for a moment. Cape Breton regains possession. As off the bench is McCackern looking for the puck. Pass to the slot will go off the skate. Looking for the stick, but unsuccessful. As here is McAdam. Enters a zone for the Wolves. She'll chip it in deep as she gets past the blue line. Looking for the puck is Murray on the forecheck. Able to win that battle is Morel. She'll play it up the wall. Pinching in is McPherson. Keeps it alive for a moment inside the Lynx zone. Battle ensues by that. Centering pass will be off the stick of a Lynx defender. Looking to clear is Paruch. She'll play it over across the ice. Picked up by McCackern for the Lynx. McCackern makes a move. We'll try and drop it off for Paruch, but it's going to be picked off and recollected. Landry has it shot and a save made by Aiken, which will freeze play. As Ava Landry came streaking through, looking to open the scoring here in Western PEI, but it is still 0-0. 5.5 into this first period. Landry in for the draw against McNeil. Puck dropped. One back. Here's Pinau behind her own net looking to clear. Up for Thomas. Thomas looking to poke it out the zone, and she will. Loose puck. McNeil looking for it. She might have a step. Here comes McNeil to the goal. Alone! Looking to slip it 5-hole, but Jessam able to make the save on the partial breakaway. As Callie McNeil for the Western Wolves got loose for a moment, but a save made on the breakaway from the Lynx goaltender keeps us scoreless. Good chance for number 17, Callie McNeil, to open the scoring. We'll play on, tied at zeros. Face off to the glove side of the goaltender inside the Lynx zone. One back by Cape Breton. Here is Vickers. Played up the boards. Lawan looking to chip it out. Comes free for a moment for Cremo, but quickly recollected as Duncan will take over. Duncan will get the line and send it in deep. Looking for the puck on the forecheck is Thomas. Comes free for Thomas as she'll play it up for Blackwire. Pass to the slot off the stick of Thomas on the return feed. As McNeil was looking for it, it's going to be sent down the ice. And that will be an icing call against the Lynx, who cannot change in this situation due to the icing infraction. A couple of tired bodies out there for Cape Breton. First game of the day here. There's 3 more games. As we saw at the top of the show, the Kraken and Flames will be getting underway soon on High Button Sports. Stars and Selects in Pictou, and then over in Dartmouth, Surge hosting the Capitals. Last games for the Christmas break is a quick turnover, but Vickers will regain possession. D-to-D pass. Played up the board. It's going to clear, but that will make its way out the zone. Waiting on the stick of number 6, that is Webster. Played up ahead, it'll be sent in deep by Mills. Takes a funny hop off the boards. Vickers will play it behind her own net. Jade Vickers gets poked off the puck. Sent back in deep by the Wolves forecheck. There is McLean looking to clear. Up for McNeil. McNeil trying to bat it out of the zone. Played up ahead. Here's Austin for the Lynx. Austin will get the red line and send it in deep as their teammates can outchange. Battle ensues for the loose puck. Getting there first is McNeil. Pass in front. That will be tipped just wide. Off the stick of Layla Austin looking to open the scoring. Shot from the point will be tipped. Here's a chance. Austin, save made. Rebound, they score. The puck came loose for number 17, Layla Austin. And she made no mistake on the rebound. Pokes it by the goaltender, and the Lynx have the first goal of the game. As a very long celebration. Let's see what they're doing here. A glove comes off. As they had a quick chat in that huddle. But it's Layla Austin who got the pass all alone in front, and on the second attempt made no mistake. The Lynx have the first goal of this contest. Just about 7 minutes into this first period. So Cape Breton on top. Goal from Layla Austin. We'll wait to see who got the official assist. That's going to be sent down the ice. No icing to signal. As puck will come free for Richards, looking to clear in her own zone. Murray has it. Here's Hal Murray, number 12 for the Wolves. So unassisted is the goal call. So it might have been a turnover that led to that goal, but we'll have to watch the replay during the intermission as Richards plays it back. Here is Olivia Morel for the Lynx. Morel will get the red line and chip it towards the corner. Battling with McPherson for possession. Morel gets there first. Scrum will free up the puck. Put to the opposite wall by Stevenson. Kept him at the line, or no. Fanning on it was McPherson, but in desperation, she falls down and makes the play. Comes free for McInnes and neutral ice. McInnes up for Ava Landry, who will send it in deep. Out to play it is Aiken. Aiken will go up the wall on her forehand. It might be a turnover as it is. As McInnes with a shock off a skate. That will be a blocked shot. As the Wolves have it, but quickly turned over. Good stick by McLean in neutral ice. Sent in deep by the Lynx. Looking to clear his block wire. It's going to be played to the line. Lawan will send it back in deep. Block wire will go around the wall. Comes free for Thomas. Here is Caden Thomas, number 10 in black, will turn the puck over as Vickers. Good stick in neutral ice once again by the Lynx. Played up ahead, kept in by Vickers. She has the puck near the blue line, but poked off of it. But right in the right spot was McNeil to retrieve it off the poke check. Here's McNeil, back for Vickers. 11 minutes to go here in the first. Lynx up 1-0. Here is Vickers. Will send it in deep. Around the wall. Duncan looking for it. Poked ahead. Played back into the zone by McGuigan. McGuigan up for Thomas. Thomas has the puck. Played up ahead looking to spring McNeil. Puck bounces her way. McNeil enters the zone. Will let a shot go off a stick of Austin on the back check. Who's doing it on both sides of the ice this morning. Austin looking for it. Poked back into the zone by the captain McNeil, who I'm understanding is a co-captain for her team as puck comes free. Austin looking for it. She had the opening goal a few moments ago. Austin sends it in deep. Looking to clear the Wolves off the stick of Stevenson. Played up ahead by McGuigan. Puck will bounce for Morel. Might be a 2-on-2. Chance here. Taken wide. Here's a chance as Webster let one go, but a stop made by Jessam. Another shot will just go wide off the stick of Morel this time. Or that was Richards, my apologies. As the Lynx have it. It's going to be sent in deep. Looking to clear as Richards from behind her own net. Turned over. It's a side of the twine. They come free for the Lynx in the offensive zone. Play to the point. Here is McLean. Shot from the point on goal. Save made by Aiken. Rebound cleared away, and that will escape the zone as we're over the halfway point of this first period. No icing on the call. Here is McLean looking to clear. Played behind the net by McInnes. Up the wall. Turned over at the line. Murray plays it for Stevenson. Sent in deep. Looking for it is McAdams. Centering pass will go through the crease. Played around the wall. Lynx have it. Looking to send it in deep as they're going for a change. Quick transition. McAdam can accept the pass cleanly, and that will be an icing call against the hometown Wolves. So they'll drop the puck 200 feet the other way. Taking another look at the standings while we have a chance. So, Lynx and Wolves at 6 and 7 in the league. Lynx won the game last night 5-3. So we'll drop the puck to the blocker side of the goaltender. One back, here is Vickers. Pass to the corner, picked up by Lawand. As played back to the point for Vickers, who had to pinch in. It's going to be played up ahead by Duncan for the Wolves, as they can now change. Duncan, 1-on-2. Can't get by the poke check of the defender. She gets taken into the net. Here's a chance for the Lynx to clear. Picked off by Waugh. Sent back in deep by Morel. Inside the last 9 minutes of the first. Played up the wall by the goaltender. Here is Thomas in her own zone. Thomas, cross-ice feed, will go off the stick of McNeil. She'll give chase, might be a 2-on-1. McGuigan driving to the net. Pass in front as McGuigan couldn't accept it as she was tangled up. Centering pass will be intercepted. Here is Gabriel. Gabriel pokes it up ahead for Brown. Brown will send to the opposite corner and go for a change. 8.5 to go in the first. There's Thomas in her own zone on the half wall. Thomas looking for a stretch pass. Finds Maddie Richards. Richards plays it over. Here's McNeil. She'll play to the corner. Callie McNeil plays it around. Looking for Webster. Sent back in deep by Richards, but the Lynx will regain possession. Here's Austin. Played up ahead, but turned over. Wolves regain it. As turnover once again, sent in deep by McGinnis. Out to play it is Aiken once again. Played up the wall. Here is Webster. Makes a move off the boards. Has the puck. Neutral ice. Here's Charlie Webster. Takes it wide on her backhand. Will send it in behind the net. It's going to be picked up by Stevenson. Webster gets tangled up looking for the puck behind the cage. But the Lynx will take over possession. Here is Austin. Layla Austin picked off was her pass by Pinow. Pinow centering pass will go off the stick of Jesson, the goaltender. Loose puck nearly blocked in. Here's another chance. Blocked in front. As I believe that was Layla Austin or Jade Vickers who got in front of that one, and it was going to be cleared down the ice. With 7:16 to go, that'll be another icing call against the Lynx. Take a look at the other games going on here today. Flames and Kraken should be getting underway soon if they haven't already. About 5 minutes or so. Stars and Selects at noon, and then quarter after 12, Capitals and Surge. One back to the point. Wolves' shot will be tipped just wide. Looking for the rebound is McAdam. Puck bouncing on the wall. Battle ensues. McAdam looking for it, as well as Murray. Lynx get possession. Here is McCackern. Played up ahead. Andrews looking to send it in deep, and she will. Last player back is Blackwire as the Lynx are changing, so slow things down behind the net with 6:45 to go in the first. Wolves looking to clear. It's going to be turned over off the pass. As Parach looking for it. Not sure what that alarm was, but we'll play on as that's going to be sent on net off the dump in, and that'll be covered up by Jesson, taking no chances. As she had Aislinn McAdam looking for the loose puck off the dump in. 6.5 to go now here in the first. Unfortunately, the Zamboni dog isn't here this morning, Molson. I was looking forward to meeting him. This is my first time at the Evangeline Rink. Nice little facility tucked in the outskirts of Western PEI. Shot at the face-off, stop made by Jessom. Looking to clear out the Lynx as they collect the rebounds. Morel takes the pass, played up ahead. Parach has it. Parach will send it in deep. Waugh battling against Landry for the loose puck. Landry lifts the stick and gets the biscuit. Landry goes skate to stick, will shield it and send it in deep. Pass picked up by Stevenson. And then cleared away as that will get by the defenders. Morel, the last player back for the Lynx. She'll go D to D. Gets the return feed. Here is Morel. Goes back to her partner. Was going to be picked off as she was changing. Here's McNeil. All alone. Save made by Jessom as McNeil got loose off the turnover, off the awkward change by the Lynx in their own zone. As here's Richards. Shot will go over the net. That's a good chance for the Wolves to tie things up, but a big stop by Jessom. As pass in front nearly put home by Mills off the backdoor feed, but she whiffed on it. Well defended as well. As the Lynx will take over. Here's McGinnis with 5:20 to go. Pass over across their own zone for McNeil. Up for Landry. Landry will poke it into the zone. Back to retrieve it is McPherson for the Wolves. Played up the wall. That'll be kept in by the Lynx. McPherson forced to retrieve it once again with 5 minutes to go in the first period. McPherson will slow things down, makes a move by the forecheck. McPherson turns it over for Vickers. Shot low, goes wide. Rebounds there, and a save off the funny hop in front. Another chance on the rebound, and that'll eventually be covered up as Vickers, with a calculated shot, might have been on purpose, goes off the boards, and it came right loose in the slot. You want to think that's an accident, but the way Vickers has been playing this season, that might have been calculated by number 10 in white. But Aiken stands her ground in the blue paint for the Wolves, and it's still a 1-0 game. Face off, one back by the Wolves in their own zone. Play up the boards, looking to find Pinow. Kept in by Vickers as she takes some contact by Pinow. Played behind the net. Here is Gabriel up top for Vickers. Vickers will walk and shoot one and be blocked in front. And feeling that one was the Wolves player. I believe that is Murray, and she gets back up after blocking that shot. Centering pass will be stopped by the goaltender. Looking to clear is Western PEI. Poked up ahead, might be some numbers the other way. Here's McAdam with Stevenson. McAdam will dump it in off the odd person rush as Vickers will go D to D. Over to McLean, looking to clear. Kept in by the pinch of McGuigan. Shot will go just wide of the net. 4 minutes to go here in the first. Waugh pinching him, will keep it alive for a moment. Centering pass will be picked off for a moment, and now Brown has full possession. Plays it back for McLean. McLean will go up through neutral ice, picked off at McNeil. McNeil has a chance. She'll take it wide on the backhand. McNeil goes behind the net. Here is Callie McNeil up for Waugh. Shot was blocked. Picked up as Austin has it for the Lynx in their own zone. Austin has the only goal in this game so far. Layla Austin with a few moves to escape the defensive end. She'll get the red line and send it in deep. Back to retrieve it is McGuigan. Looking to clear. Good forecheck by Austin. Will clear out the puck. Here's Layla Austin. Up for Morel. As a deflection off the shot will go wide off the shin pad. Here's Austin again. Another chance goes off the side of the cage. Picked up by McGuigan. McGuigan looking to clear. Finds Thomas. Here is Caden Thomas for the Wolves. She'll get poked off the puck as she enters the zone. Gets it right back. Centering pass will go off a stick. Freed up for Vickers, who'll go up the boards. Keeping the play alive is McPherson, but poked off her stick on the blue line. Finds Richards. Richards will send it on deep on goal as Jessom uses her paddle to deflect it in the corner. Here is Gabriel. D to D over to Morel. Morel goes skate to stick. Looking for the clear. It's going to be kept in by Richards on the blue line. Sent back in deep. 2.5 to go in the first. Played up ahead as that's met there at the blue line. That will slowly trickle its way back into the zone. Here's Mills, but sent the other way. Off the bench is Murray. She'll collect the loose puck. 2:20 to go in the first. Murray looking to clear. Up the wall looking for Mills, who was tangled up. Can accept the pass and back in deep at the Lynx. That will be played offside, which will stop play. With 2:14 to go in the opening frame. It's Layla Austin who has the only goal in this one so far. Ava Landry in for the draw against Hal Murray. Might be Haley. It's Halle. So it's like Hale or Hal or Hallie, not sure. We'll call her Murray number 12 for now. Maybe if you're watching at home, you can send us an email to confirm that. But if not, no big deal, as McNeil will look to center it. Kept in at the line by McGinnis. Off the deflection. McNeil throws it back towards the netminder as it's going to be picked up in front. There's Pinow with possession for the Wolves. Played up the wall. That will be sent down the ice, and just not enough for icing as getting back first is McAdam, but she loses the puck immediately. Off the bench is McNeil once again for the Wolves. She'll go D to D over to Waugh. Waugh fans in the dump in, picked off by McNeil. Waugh gets it right back as McAdam will collect and send it in deep. Picked up by McLean, sent up ahead. No icing's a signal. McGuigan back to retrieve it for the Western Wolves. McGuigan will go cross ice. Looking for Duncan, that will miss her. Ends up off the wall, right on net for Jessom, who will once again make no mistake and cover up for the whistle with 1:11 to go in the first period. They'll drop the puck to the glove side of number 37. On a very common goalie number, but she's wearing it today and all season, I guess, as well. As McNeil in for the draw. One back to the point, but a little too far to the reach of McPherson as she's forced to backhand up the wall to escape the zone. Lynx have it. Here is Brown. She'll send it in deep. Picked up by McPherson in their own zone. McPherson has the puck. Played up ahead, looking to stretch the other Wolves teammate. That's going to be sent down the ice, and that will be an icing call against the Western Wolves. So they'll drop the puck 200 feet the other way. You're tuned to High Bun Sports Maritime Major Girls Hockey League action. The two farthest teams in proximity, Western PEI, were playing near Summerside and Evangeline, and then the Lynx play at a member 2 up in Sydney. A 6-hour bus drive if there's no delays, and there's a few of them getting here. A shot will be blocked in front. Here's McCackern, sent in behind the net. Looking to center it as Cremo, but picked off. Here's Richards with 30 seconds to go in the period. It's going to be kept in. Here's Brown. There's a penalty coming up. Brown draws the call. She might have gotten hooked as she got the turnover. Kept in for a moment, but then touched up by the Wolves. Let's see what the official call is. Says hooking is the signal. So the Lynx went to the power play with 17 seconds to go in the opening frame. They're up 1-0, looking to extend their lead. As it's Caden Thomas, number 10, who will sit for 2 or less for hooking. The Lynx were 41% on the power play yesterday. Let's see what they got today. As played to the line, here's Gabriel. Gabriel over to the half wall. Right back to the point for Gabriel, but time will run out on the Lynx as it's a 1-0 score after 20 minutes. Layla Austin with the lone marker for Cape Breton. We'll take a quick break. You're tuned into High Button Sports live at the Evangeline Rink, the Evangeline PEI. Intermission coming up here. Zamboni on the ice. We'll be back after the break for the second period of play. Welcome back inside the Evangeline rink in beautiful Evangeline, Prince Edward Island, Ile du Prince-Edouard. It's 1-0 for Cape Breton here on the road. Lone goal of the game came from Layla Austin. She got their own rebound off the second opportunity. And that is our story so far. Unassisted marker, so she's the only one with a point here today. Flames and Kraken underway over in St. John in the out-of-town scoreboard. No score in that game yet. Just wait for the ice to settle a bit before we get going. So, yeah, 6.5 minutes into the first period, no score over in St. John. Flames and Kraken. There'll be 2 more games later. Stars and Selects and Pictou, and then Capitals and Surge over in Dartmouth. But it's 1-0 here at the Evangeline rink. A penalty at the end of the period will carry over into the second frame. Lynx will start it off on the power play. 1:43 to go in the penalty, so plenty of opportunities and fresh ice for the Lynx as Gabriel will be forced to play it back in her own zone. We're underway here in the second period. Gabriel will slow things down behind her own net. Looking for an option is Riley Gabriel, number 18. Played up the wall but out of the reach of Ava Landry, and that's going to be sent back in deep by Maddie Richards as played by the goaltender Jessam. Finds Gabriel. Gabriel, cross-ice feed, finds Cremo. Cremo will collect it on the boards, enters the zone. Drops it off for Peruch. Peruch for Gabriel. Gabriel shooting through. Will hold on to the puck and play it back up towards the blue line. Riley Gabriel at the top of the zone to the half wall. Finds Cremo. Cremo over cross for Landry. Landry will walk in and shoot up high. And that might have been the blocker or the glove of McNeil in front. Either way, it stays out. As we're about a minute into this first. Here is McNeil. Avery McNeil. Play to the point for Gabriel. Couldn't quite handle it. Watch out in the back check. There's number 16, Mila Stevenson. She'll get loose in the shorthanded chance, looking for Mills, but pass out of her reach. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Mills looking to keep the play inside the zone, but sent up ahead. Loose puck, as that'll be played by Pinow. But winning the battle is Lewan. Played up for McCackern. Lewan couldn't accept the return feed. As chance for Pinow to clear, as she will. As that will go off the skate of the linesman. Comes free and neutral ice. Mills for Pinow on her own blue line. Short-handed. Pinow is off the bench looking for the pass. Was McAdam, but she couldn't do so. It would have been too many players on the ice. So we're back to 5-on-5. The Wolves caught the penalty as here is Danny Ray McInnes. Find her own net. Good forward check by the Wolves. Will fear the puck. Here's McAdam. Looking for Stevenson, who gets tangled up in front. No call on the play. McGuigan finds Stevenson. Stevenson up for McGuigan. Can handle the pass cleanly. Comes free at the line. Chance the other way. Here is McNeil. Avery McNeil has Austin streaking towards the net, but couldn't find her. So it's still 1-0. Wolves regain possession. As here's Callie McNeil, the other McNeil in this game. That's going to be played to the corner. Centering pass, McGuire. Duncan in the save from Jessam off the feet of the slot. Good stop by number 37 in white. The top of her crease. And with 2.5 to go, it's still 1-0 here in the second period. So there's Avery McNeil, number 5 on Cape Breton, and Callie McNeil, number 17 on the Wolves. That's going to be played into the shot on. It's stop made. As Duncan had a chance in front. As once again, Jessam coming up big for Cape Breton. As here is Richards. Richards looking to send it back in the offensive zone. Landry with a shin pad on it. Comes free and neutral ice. Picked up by Vickers. Here's Gabriel. Gabriel will circle in her own slot area. Played up the wall. Looking for the bounces, Cape Breton, but they can't get one as they'll be sent back towards the Lynx zone. Loose puck. McNeil looking to poke it ahead. As 2 players tangled up, that will be a penalty on the play. Tripping is the signal. As Callie McNeil will be the penalized player. So another power play chance for Cape Breton. So Avery McNeil will stay out there for the Lynx. Callie McNeil got penalized for the Wolves. Face off inside the Western PEI zone. One back to the point, but out of the reach of Gabriel. Gabriel gets to the puck first. She had Richards on the forecheck. Here is Gabriel, quarterbacking this power play for the Lynx. Finds Landry. Ava Landry up for Paruch. Paruch finds Gabriel up top. Gabriel looking for a lane, will hold on to the puck. Eventually will shoot one low, blocked in front off the skate of Blackquire. Puck in the corner, played behind the net. Looking to center it, but it's going to be picked off. Wolves looking to clear. That is Webster. Played up through the middle off the turnover, poked free. Here's Pinau, shorthanded. She'll send it in deep and go for a change. Lynx have it. Here's Gabriel out of her own zone. Played up the wall for Landry. Ava Landry makes a move and neutral ice. Will get poked off the puck in the back check from Murray. Comes free in the corner. Landry battling with McGuigan for the loose puck. Played up the boards. Picked off. McInnes has it at the line. Plays it over. As getting her shot blocked was McCackern. Played over across. Vickers collects it and shoots one on goal. Stop made by Aiken. Rebound in the slot, but cleared away for a moment, as that will be sent down the ice by the Wolves. 40 seconds of power play time remain for Cape Breton. Jessom out to play it. Leads it for McGinnis. There is Danny Ray McGinnis up for Vickers. Jade Vickers takes it wide as she enters the zone. Has this lane of the net. Vickers on the backhand. Save. Rebound. Scores. Vickers led the rush. Got the original shot, and there for the rebound was Hillary Lewan, number 22, and it's 2-0 for Cape Breton. Power play goal. It all started from number 10 in white, Vickers, and it was finished off by Lewan. So the power play goal will extend the Lynx lead here on the road. Lewan from Vickers on the power play. Will drop the puck at center ice. 2-0 lead for Cape Breton. McLean, DDD pass. Played up ahead by Vickers. She's still out there as Austin looking for the puck on the wall. Wolves are going to clear, sent back in towards the zone. Comes free. Nice move by Cremo. Cremo has Wall all over her. She gets the puck up the wall. Vickers keeps it in the zone, sends it back in deep. Played behind the net. Is looking for the hop. Was Cremo, but steered away by the Wolves defense. Comes free. Here is McLean. We'll send it back into the Wolves zone. Out to play it is Aiken. Leaves it for McGuigan. Played up the boards. One touch pass. Ahead for Stevenson. Here come the Wolves now, but that's going to be picked off in the back check. Pass up ahead. Here's Brown. Can't get by Wall on the defensive side. As hit and neutral ice. Here is Gabriel. Poked off the puck. Here's Duncan all alone. Shot, scores! And just like that, the Wolves respond. As it's Kinley Duncan with the goal for Western PEI. 2-1 now. A minute and 20 after the power play goal from the Lynx. A quick response for the Wolves as Kinley Duncan poked the puck free, got herself on the breakaway, went top shelf over the glove of Jessom. And it's 2-1 here in Evangeline. As McInnes, TDD pass, hesitating and holding on to that one is Gabriel, but she'll take it behind her own net. Here is Rylan Gabriel, puts the brakes on once again. Played over. Here is Brown looking to clear. Paruch has it up for Landry. Ava Landry, 2-on-1 shot. Stop made. And that's a big save from Aiken. 2-on-1 developing there with Landry and Brown, I believe. But it is still a 2-1 game. Big stop from the Wolves netminder. So we're about 6 minutes into the second period. Landry in for the face-off against Miley Stevenson inside the Wolves zone. One back by the Lynx off the face-off. Here's Vickers off the DDD pass. Shot will go off McCackern, who was not ready for that one. Played up ahead for Mills. Mills will send it into the zone. Jessen thought about playing it, but leaves it for Richards, or Morel rather. Puck comes free behind the net. Mills looking to find her teammate. That was Blaquire, but sent the other way. Blaquire will collect in their own zone. Up the wall. Vickers looking to send it back into the zone as her and Mills get tangled up in center ice. Comes free. Here's Webster. Shot on. Stop made by Jessam. As that was Stevenson making her way down the left side. Got the shot on goal, but Jessam made the save. Face off on the blocker's side of Jessam. Puck dropped. One back. Here is Vickers at the wall. Vickers getting lots of minutes here in the second period as McGuigan collects it for the Wolves. Played up the opposite way as that'll go off a shin pad. It's tangled up with McAdam. That might be a penalty, and it is. Interference is the call from the official over on the other side. As a bit of a scrum on neutral ice. As McAdam got tangled up, we'll see what they send in the box. Looks like it will be Avery McNeil, and it is. So, Wolves have a chance to tie the game on the power play. As they'll send out McNeil, Murray, McGuigan, Stevenson, and Ainsley McAdam. So it's going to be played to the line. Wolves have it on the power play. Here's McGuigan. Shot off the blocker. Jessam rebound. It's there, but it's going to be covered up on the goal line. As good athleticism shown there by the goaltender, able to extend her body to keep the puck out. So an early chance on the power play. 9 seconds came off the clock. Off that quick sequence, we'll do another face-off, this time to the glove side of Jessam. Puck dropped. One back with the Lynx looking to clear. That'll be kept in by a stick. Here is McGuigan at the point. McGuigan plays it over. Finds McNeil. Will walk in and shoot one on goal. Jessam makes a save once again. There'll be no rebounds from the netminder. Lynx will make a few changes. Wolves keep the same 5 out there. As Landry and Paruch will place the forwards. The captain Landry will take the face-off inside their own zone. Puck dropped. One back to the point. Here is McNeil. McNeil up from McGuigan. Lets a one-timer go up high, and that will be a save off the screen goaltender. And here's Murray up to the point. McNeil looking for a lane. Will shoot one towards the goal. Rebound steered away. Looking to clear is McGinnis. Going to be kept in for a moment. Played to the line. Here's McNeil. Callie McNeil puts the brakes on the wall right in front of her own bench. McNeil over to Murray. Murray finds McGuigan. McGuigan will shoot one off the blocker once again. That's going to be a stop from Jessam. Kept in by McNeil. Callie McNeil over for Murray. Centering pass to be picked off. Here's a chance for Landry on the short-handed breakaway. Ava Landry's all alone. To the backhand, and she scores. Ava Landry, short-handed goal for Cape Breton. Forehand backhand past the goaltender. And it is a 3-1 lead for the Lynx on the road. Tough turnover from the Wolves on the power play. Leads to the puck in their own net, shorthanded. Ava Landry with another goal. Her 17th of the season. This one was shorthanded. So it's 3-1 here at the Evangeline rink. Puck is dropped at center ice, so Wolves are still in the power play. They can still score a goal in the player advantage, and it will be 3-2. Stevenson will collect the pass in their own zone. Stevenson over to McPherson. McPherson has Cremo on the forecheck. That will stop things for a moment. Wolves have it again, but Cremo lifts the stick and frees up the puck as she gets pinned to the wall. Wolves have it. Played over for Morel. Here's Richards, as she can't get it in deep. Sent back the other way. There's Aiken out to play it. Here is McPherson behind her own net on the power play. 16 seconds to go on the advantage. That's going to be turned over and sent back in deep by McCachran for the Lynx. 8 seconds on the power play now. Played up ahead. Here is Parach. That's going to be sent in deep. Here is Stevenson. Power play over. Here's a chance for the Wolves. Shot go off the blocker as that was Caden Thomas letting that one rip. Play to the corner. Here's Duncan. Duncan has the only goal for the Wolves today. Looking for an option. Plays it down low. Finds Webster. Wraparound chance. Rebound. Covered up by Jessam. As that was Miley Stevenson behind the net with the wraparound chance, but Jessam keeps it out. So they'll drop the puck to the glove side of netminder Jessam. Puck dropped. Comes free behind the net for Vickers. 3-1 lead for her team here on the road. As here is Austin. Plays it over. That's going to be offside as McLean couldn't stay on the right side of the blue line. So last goal was Landry from Parush. That's the official score. Layla Austin's goal was unassisted. Kenley Duncan's goal was unassisted as well, so the only assist of the day goes to Isabella Parush, number 16. 3-1 is your score. So here's McNeil. Plays it over for McLean. He'll go off the glass towards the Wolves zone. Sent in deep by Austin. Picked up. Here is McNeil for the Wolves. Looking for Mills. Finds her. Mills goes off the board. Puck bouncing for her and Vickers. There's McLean looking to clear. It's going to be kept in by the Wolves, sent towards the net. Jessam will use her stick to intercept the pass, and that'll be covered up by the netminder for the whistle. So sorry, Vickers has an assist in this game on the Lawan goal, so Vickers has an assist as well. I said that Parush is the only assist today, but Vickers has the apple. She went end to end off the Parush goal. How could I forget that? And then the rebound was there for Parush. There's a chance off the face-off for Stevenson, but stopped by Jessam once again. Jessam having a great game for the Lynx in the crease. It's going to be sent in deep. The pass in front comes to the point. Waugh could handle it cleanly. Played back in deep. Picked off. Here is McGinnis. Goes up the boards. Gabriel looking to clear. That will be played up by Brown, but kept in at the line. That will be played back by McGuigan. Will send it in deep. Battling out of midair is McGinnis, who will be forced to touch up, which will be a high stick and call, which will stop play. No penalty on the play, just an infraction. 9.5 to go. We're past the halfway mark of regulation. 9.5 to go in the second period. Face off to the blocker side of Jessam. Stevenson against Cremo. Puck dropped. One back to the point. Wash shot towards the goal. As that will be deflected. Rebound there. Duncan had that whole net to shoot at, but she couldn't finish the job as chance the other way. Here is Lawand. She has a goal as well. She gets disrupted on her way to the net, and that's going to be a penalty. Interference is the signal from the official. So back to the power play for the Lynx. 1 for 2 today. Vickers back out there with Danny Ray, McInnes, as well as Layla Austin, Madison McEachran, and Hilary Lawan. That's the 5-player unit for head coach Robin LeBlanc on this power play. Puck dropped. One to the corner. Austin finds it. Layla Austin has the puck behind the net. Up top. Finds McEachran. Over to McGinnis. Finds Vickers instead. McInnes will recollect and shoot one. Tipped on goal. Just wide by Austin. Redirection just sails past the pad. Here's Austin again in the corner. Poked out the puck. Gets it back. McEachran. Over to McGinnis, who uses her backhand to pick it up. Return feed from McEachran. Lets a shot go blocked. As that was Richards getting in front of that one. Kept in at the line. This here is Lawan up for Vickers. These two connected on the second goal rather. Here's Vickers down low for Lawan. Lawan cycles it in the corner looking for Vickers. Picked off. Is looking to clear as Richards. Cuts him by McCackern at the blue line. Down to the half wall. Return pass from McCackern will be a little too hot and then sent down the ice. So Lynx make some changes. So will the Wolves. McGinnis will stay out there. She'll play it behind her net. Waiting for an option to open up. Pass up ahead. It'll be bounced off a stick. That will come free and neutral ice. As Murray will find it and spin and fire it into the corner. 50 seconds to go on the power play. McInnes still out there, back to retrieve the puck. That was good forecheck from Webster. Turned over. Here's Murray. Pass in front looking for Webster, but she was thinking defense, not offense, and she was backing towards the blue line. So she's going to accept the pass in the cross-crease scenario. Here's Landry the other way. Landry will drag and shoot one, but that's going off the stick, and that's going to be sent down the ice by Finley Blaquire as Jessam leaves it for her defense. Gabriel, she'll lead the rush. Gabriel takes it wide on the backhand. 14 seconds of power play time for the Lynx. Centering pass. Stop made off the deflection in front as Perach nearly whacked that one home. But it's still a 3-1 game. 11 seconds on the penalty to the Wolves. So one last quick chance in the power play for Cape Breton. And for the draw is Stevenson against Cremo. Puck dropped. Play to the line. Gabriel throws it towards the goal. Picked off as Landry nearly got a piece of that one. Here's Avery Landry. The blue line forced to escape the zone. That's going to do it for the power play. She'll find Gabriel. Gabriel puts the brakes on the blue line. Pass over for McNeil. McNeil gets tangled up but maintains possession for the Lynx, but quickly picked off. There's Stevenson. Played up ahead as nearly a breakaway pass for McQuegan. That's going to be sent the other way. Is blocked in front. Here's Cremo. Up the wall for Gabriel. Is forced to play it out of the zone. Gabriel up for Landry. Lynx are changing. Ava Landry will circle back and neutral ice. Landry gathers some speed. Will take it wide. Has a step to the net, but picked off. There is McAdam. McAdam can't clear. Kept in. That's going to be too many players, I believe. 6 fingers up from the referee. And that will be the call. So too many players on the ice for the Lynx. They'll have to serve a bench minor. A little bit of confusion on that change. So serving the penalty will be Layla Austin, number 17. She had the opening goal in this game. She'll sit in the box for 2 or less. Wolves have a chance to scratch away at the lead here in the power play. Murray out there with Thomas, Duncan, McQuegan, and one more player. That is McNeil as Wolves have possession. They gave up a shorthanded marker last time, so they'll look to improve on that in this one. As here's McNeil, shot block, comes free. Duncan has a chance. Shot scores! Duncan double dips on the power play. It's a 3-2 game as Kinley Duncan finds the puck off the deflection. It did not take long for the power play to strike off the bench minor, and those are the ones that hurt the most. As it's Kinley Austin with her second of the game, or Duncan rather, Kinley Duncan, number 21. So a 1-goal game with 6:19 to go in the second period. As the lines person wants the players to not cheat on the draw. Being very stern as the official, as we'll drop the puck. So a 1-goal game here in Evangeline. That's going to be played back for McNeil. There's Blaquire looking to clear. Kept in for a moment. Chance for the Lynx. A shot towards the goal. Rebound, scores! And just like that, a response as Landry gets the rebound to go. "24 seconds after the power play goal. And it is once again a 2-goal lead for Cape Breton here on the road. Ava Landry with her second of the game as well, so Duncan and Landry double dipping consecutively. And it is 4-2. Two quick ones, one per side. This here's Austin. Plays over for McGinnis. Finds McNeil. McGinnis finds it again, looking to backhand it in deep. We'll play it back. Here's Austin. Over across to McLean. McLean will send it in deep. Back to retrieve it is Richards. D. Finds McPherson. Wolves looking to clear. Puck comes free, neutral ice, and back towards the Wolves zone. They'll go off the stick of McPherson. As she's the last player back, she'll cycle it on the backhand at the wall, looking for an option. Richards can get to it. Kept him at the line by McNeil. Quickly turned over. Richards gets it back. As her and Brown battling for the loose puck. Gabriel takes the DDD pass. She'll enter the zone. Pass over crossing for Brown will be picked off. Played up ahead. Here's McGuigan one-on-one. Takes it wide. McGuigan towards the goal. Will go off the stanchion, looking for that favorable bounce off the boards. Here on the Lynx now, ahead of steam. Here's Lawan towards the goal. Stopped made by Aiken. Rebound collected. Looking to clear as well. It'll be kept in by Gabriel. Less than 5 minutes to go in the second period. Gabriel towards the net. It's going to be sticked away by McGuigan. Lawan will keep it in deep. Wall looking to clear. Clearing pass will be off a stick, and that will be kept in by Vickers as it came loose for a moment. Here's Vickers. Shot through the screen. Save made by goaltender Aiken, which will freeze play. 4.5 to go. 4-2's your score. Two quick ones apiece as Kinley Duncan scored her second on the game on the power play, and then right after, a few seconds later, it was Ava Landry with the response. She had the shorthanded goal, and then she responded with an even strength goal to regain the 2-goal lead for her team. Looking to clear is P now. It's going to be kept in by McLean at the blue line for a moment. Sent it their way. As here comes Webster looking to get loose, but can't get by Vickers on the back end. Vickers makes a move by the forward check. Has the puck for Cape Breton. Here's Jade Vickers sent towards the goal, but wide. Takes another funny hop off the boards. Comes free at the blue line. Shot on net will be gloved down by Aiken, who makes no mistake off the point shot from Mary Margaret McLean. And we're just inside 4 minutes to go. 3:59 to be exact. Landry is on hat-trick watch now. She's out there for the face-off. She'll take the face-off against Hail Mary or Halle Mary or Haley Mary, whatever it is. Halle. I don't think I've ever seen a name or someone spell the name like that. Pretty unique name for number 12. That's going to be one back to the walls. Penalty coming up. As Lynx player taken down, that was Peruch. Just another power play for Cape Breton. His shot towards the goal. Off the delayed penalty, that's going to be covered up. As Jessam nearly made her way to the bench for the extra attacker, but couldn't get there in time. So another power play for the Lynx. As P now, the penalized player for the Wolves. She can't seem to open the door to get into the box, so she'll have to get some assistance from the timekeeper. And there she goes. Landry out there for the draw against Murray. Puck is dropped. It's one of the point. Gabriel finds Landry. Pass ahead and one-timer towards the goal. That just goes wide. As I believe that was Cremo with the shot. There's Landry again on the half wall. Will shoot one towards the goal. Off the post. That might have been deflected on the way through, but that one hits the iron. That's going to be kept in. Here's Cremo. Makes a move on the wall. Up for Gabriel. Has a lane on the net. She'll shoot one. Blocked. Rebound. Sent just wide. As McNeil couldn't poke it home. Chance for the Wolves to clear as Murray will send it down the ice. Out to play it is Jessam. Jessam will leave it for her defender. Finds Landry. Landry makes a move by the forecheck of McNeil. Finds Austin. That was Gabriel with the pass. Austin enters the zone. Takes it wide. Here's Layla Austin. Shot stop made. Rebound. Clear to the goal line and eventually covered up by the goaltender. As Aiken will freeze play. 1:05 to go in the power play. Inside 3 minutes to go in the second period. 4-2 is your score. was 1-0 after the first, so 3 goals, or 4 goals rather, in this second period. As here's McInnes, finds Vickers, played over across. Cochran, back from McInnes, who fumbled the puck at the blue line, forced a retreat. Are the Lynx, as McInnes will circle back and neutral ice, enters the zone again, drops it off. Here's Lewan, over across, chance here for Austin, but it's going to be a penalty on the play. An offensive foul, interference is the call, so that will even things up. 4-on-4 will be the scenario, as heading to the box is Danny Ray McInnes, number 4, which will lead to a 4-on-4 on the ice for 43 seconds, and then 1:17 of power play time for the Wolves afterwards. McQuire out there on the blue line with McPherson, Stevenson, Thomas out there as well. A shot towards a goal, and that was right there for Stevenson, but she can poke it home. And she has the puck. Here's Miley Stevenson up for McQuire, who misses the net well wide. Rebound there in the corner. Here is Thomas. Thomas on the goal line, looking for an option. Will cycle it right into the stick of the Lynx player, Cremo. There's a chance here. Here is Gabriel up for Paruch. Paruch will center the corner. Comes free for Thomas. Inside 2 minutes to go in the period. 4-on-4 right now. And then in 4 seconds, there will be a power play for the Wolves. It's back on the ice is Pinow. So now a power play that's going to be played to off the glove on the bench, I believe, which will stop play. 1:40 to go in the frame. So Wolves will send their power play players out on the ice. Face-off will be inside their own zone. Langer out there for the face-off. She'll oppose McNeil once again. 2 captains going on at the dot. One back for Vickers for the Lynx. She'll send it in deep, but she's shorthanded right now. Lynx have a shorthanded goal today, so expect an aggressive kill. As here's Murray. Murray puts the brakes on. She enters the zone, looking for an option. Plays it in deep. Finds Mills. Pass in front will be deflected off a skate. Comes free behind the net. Here's McNeil. Up for Murray on the half wall. Murray back for McNeil down low. McNeil will take it out of the corner and shoot one and scores! Callie McNeil, another power play goal for the Wolves, and it's a 1-goal game once again. McNeil made her way out of the corner and let a shot go. Might have fooled the goaltender. She was surprised herself based off her reaction. But it's a 4-3 game with 1:12 to go in the second period. So a great finish in store. Great game overall. Wolves down a goal. They had their second power play goal of the morning. Goes in for the draw. Stevenson against Austin. They'll drop the puck at center ice. One back. As Lynx have it. Here is Vickers dancing her way through neutral ice. Vickers takes it wide. Vickers still has the puck. She'll shoot one low off the pad of Aiken. As another Lynx looking for another quick response as they scored a goal right after they gave up the last one right away. As here's Austin. Use it for Vickers behind the net. We're inside the last minute of play in the second period. Turned over by Stevenson. Puck comes free. As Pinow finds it. Pinow will put the brakes on the blue line. Comes free off the turnover from McLean for the Lynx. McLean has a neutral ice. Poked off the puck. As Austin will get the red line and send it in deep. 30 seconds to go in the period. Puck bouncing. Here's Webster. Webster gets the red line. Tries to dump it in, but good back check by Austin will prevent that from happening. DD pass to McLean. Played up the wall. Picked up for McNeil. Avery McNeil looking for it for the Lynx, but Duncan on the back check will clear the puck. Austin backhander towards the zone. Sent up ahead by Wall as McNeil falls down looking for the puck. There's 4 seconds. Forced to shoot it where the wall is going to be blocked by Gabriel, and that will do it for the second period. So a 6-goal frame between the two teams. 4-3 is the score. You're tuned into High Button Sports live from the Evangeline Rink in beautiful Western PEI. Third period coming up after the break. You're tuned into High Button Sports Maritime Major Girls Hockey League action. Third period coming up after this. Welcome back to Evangeline, Ile du Prince-Édouard. The Western Wolves hosting the Cape Breton Lynx in the second half of a back-to-back here in Western PEI. It was 1-0 after the first period. Layla Austin had the only goal of the frame, and then 6 goals between the two teams in the middle period makes it a 4-3 score here in the third period. So big finish in store in this one. So I'll give you a recap. So as I just mentioned, Layla Austin unassisted scored the opening goal, the only goal of the first period. That made it 1-0 for the visiting Lynx. And after that, it was a 2-0 score for Cape Breton, as Hilary Lewan finished off an end-to-end rush from Jade Vickers. And a quick response less than a minute later was Kinley Duncan to make it 2-1, her first of 2. And then 2 minutes later, Ava Landry shorthanded goal made it a 3-1 game. Kinley Duncan scored again to make it 3-2, and then Ava Landry double dipped as well, just 14 seconds after the Duncan goal to make it 4-2 again. And then Callie McNeil late in the period made it a 1-goal game. And that is our story here so far. Still lots to be decided. There's one last game before the Christmas break for both teams. They look to empty the tanks here in the third period, as it's Landry who's on hat-trick watch for the opening draw against Mills, and we are underway here in the third period of play. Wolves and Lynx here on High Button Sports Maritime Major Girls Hockey League action. This is an early chance for Webster. Webster on the backhand will throw it towards the goal. Goes past Jessam, not on net though. As here's Mills, will collect the puck. Sent in deep as penalty on the Lynx on the play. So an early power play for the Wolves here at home in the third. Let's see what the official call is. Maybe a hooking call against Vickers. And it is, as she just trumpeted Webster on her way to the net. So McNeil for the Wolves out there with McGuigan, Murray, McAdam, and Stevenson for the power play. And for the face-off is Cremo for Cape Breton. Puck dropped. One back. Here's McNeil. Gets the return pass. Finds Murray on the half wall. Played up ahead. Here's McGuigan. Will switch spots with McNeil. Exchange to the blue line. Will escape the zone. It's good forecheck from Cremo. Will free up the puck as Murray forced to retreat. Murray, a neutral ice, will circle back on her own blue line. Up ahead. They'll go off the skate into the stick of McAdam. Finds Murray streaking through. Shot into the zone. Murray on the half wall. Holds on to the puck. Looking for a lane. Cross ice. Shot is on for McNeil and a save made by Justin with the glove, which will freeze play. 55 seconds into this third period. 1:25 to go in the power play. They'll change up the power play unit. That's Miley Stevenson out there now, number 16, with Duncan, Thomas, Mills, and McPherson. Puck dropped. One back for McPherson. Played to the line for Stevenson, who can handle it cleanly. Lynx chance to clear, kept in. Here is Stevenson behind the net. Played up ahead for Thomas. Thomas up for McPherson, back for Thomas in the one-touch return pass. Thomas up the wall, finds Stevenson as a lane to the net. She'll shoot one. Just goes wide as Jessam might have gotten a piece of it with the pad. It stays out, kept in. Here's McPherson shot will go over the net as Thomas will hold the line on the other side. Here's Caden Thomas, will send it to the corner. Picked up. Here's Duncan, who's also on hat-trick watch. Pass ahead as Thomas had a good look at the net, but she chose to pass, and that'll be intercepted. Chance to clear for Cape Breton. That's going to be batted down, but not enough to hold the zone. As Aiken back to play it. Drops it off for McPherson. 30 seconds of power play time remaining for the Wolves. Here's Mills. Mills, cross-ice feed, finds Stevenson. Here is Miley Stevenson. Takes it wide, enters the zone. Shot off the rush will be blocked. Play to the corner. Play to the line, and then that's going to Go past Pino and all the way down the ice. 10 seconds of power play time remaining. Last chance for the Wolves here in this particular power play. Here's Pino from behind her own net, looking to get past the forecheck of Cremo, who's double dipping on the penalty kill. She's right back out there to kill this one off as we're back to 5-on-5. Still 4-3. Here's Pino behind her own net. Pino will get past the forecheck of Parush with a spin move. Plays it back, but takes a funny hop off the boards. Aiken will leave it for McQuegan. Put up ahead for Maya Stevenson. There's a Miley and Maya on this team. Not sure if they're related or not. They could be sisters or cousins, or who knows. Played up ahead by Murray. Murray one-on-one to the goal. Murray has a lane in the net. She'll lose it on the back check. Good job there by the Lynx to get back defensively. As here comes Cape Breton. With it is Andrews. She'll leave it neutral ice for McNeil. As Austin up the wall finds Vickers streaking through. Vickers to the net. Stop off the post. As Vickers showing for wheels. Rebound. Save made by Aiken. As Jade Vickers, great set of boots on her, able to walk her way by the defender. Hits the iron, looking to make it a 5-3 game, but with still a 1-goal lead for Cape Breton. As we're about 3 minutes into this third period. Austin will take the face-off against McNeil as they'll kick out Austin and send in McNeil. So McNeil against McNeil. That's Avery McNeil against Callie McNeil for the draw. Puck hits the ice. Won by McNeil. As here's Duncan. Sent to the line. Is sent back in deep by Vickers as Lynx are offside. So a few moments for Richards to collect and make a play. Up ahead, looking to clear is Thomas. That'll be disrupted by Austin on the back check. That'll be sent down the ice. Vickers against Duncan for the loose puck. Vickers escapes the forward check. Played up ahead. Looking for Andrews. That'll hop past her. Loose puck for Richards. Here's Maddie Richards out of her own corner. Played up the wall for McPherson. Maria McPherson has it behind her own net. 4 minutes have gone in this period as it's going to be played up ahead. Richards had that go off a body. Comes free from McPherson. McPherson up the boards. There's Thomas. Caden Thomas one-on-one in the net. Takes it wide. Thomas on the goal line now. Looking to get by the defender Gabriel. Centering passing for the trailer was Mills off the bench, but that will be deflected and out of the zone. Wolves played up ahead for Miley Stevenson. But picked off by the Lynx. Looking to clear as watch out on the bench. Deflection nearly took out the coach. But a quick reaction from the coach on the forward side to dodge that puck that came beaming towards them. And that's going to be a penalty on the play. As Miley Stevenson went to the box. Not sure what happened there. I was making sure the coach was okay, but it looks like it will be a power play for the Lynx as they're up 1 goal in the game, and now they're up 1 player. As Stevenson gets the call. I'll have to check the game sheet online to see the official ruling of that one. No call yet on the game sheet online. But we'll play on here inside the Wolves zone. It's going to be 1 back. Here's Gabriel on the power play. Nearly loses it. Now she does. Is chance for McAdam shorthanded with Mills. McAdam takes it wide. 2-on-2 developing, but good back check from the Lynx as they're on the power play. Gabriel collects the pass. Up for Lawand. Lawand went to the zone on the right side. As a step to the goal, defender falls down. Here's Lawand, shot off the pad. Rebound cleared away. As head contact was the call on Stevenson, so I did not see that. Must have been behind the play, or I wasn't watching that particular moment. As Lawand looking for it. Pinning it against the wall is McAdam. Comes free for the Lynx. Here's Vickers off the bench. Jade Vickers has the puck in transition, takes it wide on the power play. It's sent towards the goal. That's going to be poked by the goaltender. Comes free for Vickers. Up for Parush. Lets a shot go low. Tipped on net. Rebound covered up as Vickers got the deflection in front. But Aiken read that perfectly and makes the save. 1:02 to go in the power play. 14 3/4 remaining in the final period of regulation. 1-goal game here in Western PEI. Puck dropped. One to the corner. Here's Austin. Layla Austin has the puck on the half wall, played up top. McGinnis finds Vickers streaking through. Shot blocked by McGuigan. Played to the line. Vickers can handle the pass. McGuigan looking to fire at the zone, but good stick from Vickers. Keeps it play inside the Wolves' end. Poked behind the net. Here's Austin. Layla Austin up from McEachern. McEachern fakes one way, goes up top for McGinnis. Shot blocked in front. Rebound cleared away. As that was Brooke McGuigan getting in front of that one. There's chance short-handed now. Here is Murray. Murray, number 12 for the Wolves, will slowly enter the zone and chip it in deep. Justin will block her to the corner. McGinnis will collect out of her own end. McGinnis, stretch pass, looking to play it up ahead, but picked off and neutral ice. Good stick by Stevenson. That's, of course, Maya Stevenson is her last name partner. Miley is in the box. McGinnis finds a loose puck. It's going to be played towards the goal, and then quickly swatted away to the corner by Jesselyn, looking to continue this power play on. But we're back to 5-on-5. As hand pass will stop play. 13:38 to go in the third. 1-goal game. Wolves and Lynx on High Button Sports on a Sunday morning to kickstart the last day of the week. As Stevenson out of the box, took the face-off against Cremo. Puck dropped. One back by the Lynx and neutral ice. DD pass. Right up ahead by Morel. Lawan looking for it. Sent back by Richards as DD for Gabriel will be out of her reach. Forced to retreat is number 18 in white. Played up the wall as Cremo will send it in deep. That will be no icing, or will be, as the lines people wait till the last minute to put their arm up. Kind of confuses me up here in the booth. But it will be an icing call. Puck's all the way down the ice. Inside the Lynx zone. Wolves make a few changes as they have an offensive zone draw. Thomas out there with McNeil and Duncan for this face-off on the offensive front. P now on the blue line with Laqueer. It's going to be one back by Cape Breton in their own zone. As played to the slot, turned over. Here's McNeil's shot, just goes over the net. Duncan will collect it. Duncan has two in this one, looking for the hat trick. Duncan, play to the point, require, will Shako, but Fandon as was also blocked. As here's Brown the other way. Brown will center it, but nobody was there. As the Lynx were changing, they just iced the puck, so they had to get off the ice. Here's Thomas. Poked off the puck as she enters the zone, but picked up by McNeil, who will send it back in the end of the Wolves. As CDD pass from McLean. Sent back towards McLean off the return feed. Brown will collect it. Brown. Up ahead is McGuigan there to pick it up. McGuigan over to Waugh. Waugh looking for Stevenson, who will backhand it in the zone. Back to retrieve is McLean. Plays it up the wall. Peruch, one-touch pass between the legs will be a nice one as Landry finds McEachern and will send it in deep. Puck comes free for the Wolves. Captained by McEachern as Peruch sends it in deep. Chance for McGuigan to clear. Puck bouncing on the goal line. Comes free for Stevenson. Here's Miley Stevenson. Up the wall for Mills. Mills will get the red line and send it in deep as we're inside the last 12 minutes to go here in the third period. Wolves looking to get the puck set down the ice. McPherson up for McAdam. That will send back towards the Wolves' end. Back to retrieve it is McPherson. Looking at by the forecheck, comes free. Here's McNeil. Shot off the glove. Rebound! Nearly whacked out of midair, but that will stay out as Austin had a good look on the rebound. But here's Murray the other way for the Wolves. Murray makes a move with the blue line. Drops it off for Stevenson. Stevenson shot blocked. Rebound near the blue paint. It's whacked away as the Lynx will regain possession, looking to clear. Here's McNeil for the Lynx. Up the wall. Finds the stick of Andrews, who will send it in deep. Battle ensues of Andrews and Pinow behind the net. Poked up ahead by Pinow. She'll look to clear. Kept it out the line. Shot was blocked. Comes free for Morel. Morel will send it back in deep. Out to play it is Aiken. 11 minutes to go here in the third. 1-goal game. Here's Richards behind the net. Played up ahead, but unable to handle the bounce was McGuire. Kept into the zone by the Lynx. As Cremo cycles it in deep for Brown. Cremo on the return pass. Shot was blocked in front. As pinching in to keep the play alive off the bench is McGinnis. McGinnis out of the corner. Pass in front looking for the stick of Brown. I'll be sent the other way. Loose puck on the blue line. Poked up ahead. Off the bench came McLean to make the play for the Lynx. Here's Thomas now. She'll send it down the ice. No icing is the signal. But again, we never know until it gets down to the goal line as McInnes has it now. McInnes looking for a lane. She'll play it to the middle. Nearly picked off, but she gets it right back. Up ahead. Here's Brown. Pass for McCachran. Lynx have it. Shot towards the goal. Blocked. Rebound. Looking to find Brown in front, but that'll go off a body. McCachran has him on the net. As we're halfway through the third period, 10 minutes have come and gone. Shot from the point will be on goal and save made by Aiken, which will freeze play. 6 seconds past the 10-minute mark here in the third. 4-3 is your score. A long bus trip will precede this game for Cape Breton. They'll head back to Member 2, 6 hours ahead of them. They're looking to come back with a win, which will make the bus drive a little shorter. As here's McLean up the wall. That's going to be turned over. Stevenson looking for a teammate. That's going to be sent the other way as Webster can get the pass. Vickers will collect the neutral ice and send it in deep. Off the bounce, McGuigan will poke it ahead for Mills. Mills can reach it as off the bench came McNeil for the Lynx to make the play. That's Avery McNeil. She has the puck, enters the zone. McNeil over cross. There's a chance. Stop made from Aiken. As a deflected shot from Barach made its way on net, but wasn't much on it, so Alexa Aiken made the save with ease. Face off will be to her blocker side inside the Wolves zone. They'll drop the puck. One back to the Lynx blue line. Vickers will send it in deeper on the wall. There to retrieve it is McPherson. Played up the boards. Kept in by Morel for a moment. Here's Austin now for the Lynx. Drops it off for Morel. Morel's shot towards the goal will be deflected into the glove by Aiken, which will freeze play once again. Another face-off inside the Wolves zone. Austin will take the draw against Murray. Puck dropped. One ahead by the Wolves. As here is McAdam. McAdam takes it wide. Will play on the goal line towards the goal, but off a stick. Doesn't make its way on net. Good back check from the Lynx once again. As here is Austin. Up ahead. Morel will go cross ice for Vickers. Vickers gets the bounce off the wall. Shot the rush and a save made by Aiken. As Jade Vickers came streaking through. But it is still a 4-3 game here in the Evangeline. 8:41 remaining in the third. Kremel will take the face-off against McNeil inside the Wolves zone. Puck dropped. Scrum draw. Comes free. Duncan has it. Duncan has 2 goals in this game. Looking to tie the game with her hat-trick goal. Selby sent the other way. Chance for McInnes. Might be a 2-on-1, but good defensive effort on the back check. Prevents that. Here's Lawan, and the forecheck is taken down. Arm stays down as well. Lynx have it. Shot on goal. Rebounds there, but cleared away. A couple pad saves in tight by Aiken. As here is Gabriel. Gabriel sent up the ice. Picked off by McNeil. McNeil has it for the Wolves. Will backhand one in deep. 8 minutes to go in the third. Lynx have it as a complete change from the Wolves. Will make it easy for the Lynx to clear the zone. As here's McEachran. Takes it wide off the entry. Has the puck on the goal line. Deflected over the net was her shot. As Ava Landry also have 2 goals out there. That's going to be a funny hop off the wall, and that will end up on net and covered up by Aiken. Inside 8 minutes to go. 1-goal game. Puck dropped. Chance for the Wolves to clear. Cuts in by Vickers. Here's Vickers. Fan on the shot. Comes free for Parach. Sent towards the goal. Picked off by the Wolves. Poked up ahead. Kept in at the line by Landry. Comes free from McEachran. Played to the boards for Parach. Picked off by Stevenson looking to clear as that will go off a stick. Puck bouncing in the slot area. Sent back in towards the corner. Here is Miley Stevenson. Plays it over. Finds Waugh. Kate Waugh will go up down the ice, and that will be enough for icing as another last-minute call. Not sure you can even see it, but the linesperson waits until the very last moment to put her arm up, or their arm up, I should say, which kind of makes it hard to tell if they're calling the icing or not. Stevenson in for the draw against number 17, Austin. Puck dropped. Play to the point off the face-off win for the Lynx. Inside the offensive zone, Vickers will play it around the boards. McQuegan collects it for the Wolves as scrum ensues on the boards. Comes free at the blue line. Here's McLean. Shot was blocked. Comes back to McLean, who will send it in deep this time. Stevenson will play the bounce off the wall. Looking to clear off the glass as Vickers keeps it in the line. Good job of number 10 to prevent a breakaway the other way as she holds the zone. It's passed in the middle, picked off by Stevenson. Played to the wall. Mills looking to clear. Played up the boards by Stevenson. This here's McNeil. Played in deep. Picked up by McGuigan. McGuigan looking to clear. Comes free for Austin. One-timer. Blocker save. Rebound is there, but cleared away as player tangled up in front. As that will escape the zone. Vickers back to retrieve it. Here is Jade Vickers with a few moves on neutral ice. Has the puck. Takes it wide on the entry. Will back him one towards his own, but picked off by Mills. As Richard will send it the opposite way. Here's Morel. Morel finds Brown. Brown's shot will go wide of the net through the crease as we're approaching the 5-minute mark in the third. 5:55 to go. So here is Richards. Plays it over from Duncan. Duncan has 2 in this game already. She'll dump it in. Looking to clear is Morel. To the pass, but up the boards by Gabriel. As sent back in deep, that's going to go off his skate, which will be offside. With 5.5 to go. Puck dropped. That's going to be sent down the ice and watch out. Ended up on net, but Jessom makes the play off her blocker. Puck comes free behind the net. Here is Duncan on the forward check. Duncan looking to center it. Will go off to the side of the net. His rebound was there. They try to jam it away, but Landry gets back defensively to get that out of dangerous way, or harm's way, I guess. So here's Gabriel looking to clear. Gabriel over to Morel. Morel up for McGinnis. Here is Danny Ray McGinnis. Enters the zone wide. Landry has it. Ava Landry will get shut of the puck. Comes free for Duncan. Duncan will poke it towards the middle, but intercepted. As McEachern will send it in deep. 4.5 to go. Wolves could use a goal to tie the game. This here's McGuire. McGuire, cross-ice pass. Nice feed. Finds Webster. Webster has a lane to the net, looking for the trailer. Instead, it was Mills, but picked off. As here's a shot from Stevenson blocked. One-timer. McGuigan shot just wide. As Wolves have it. Here is Waugh up top. Will have her shot blocked. Comes free for the Lynx, looking to clear it down the ice. Takes a funny hop off the boards. Comes free from McGuigan, who will shoulder check. Looking to make a play. Goes all the way around the opposite wall. As Austin tangled up with Webster looking for the loose puck. Stevenson, over to McGuigan. McGuigan played up the wall for Mills, who will play it towards the middle, but picked off. Here's Austin now. She gets chip of the puck. And that will be offside of the line, which will stop play. With 3:47 to go. Expect a timeout here soon from the Wolves side. Not quite yet, though. They'll probably wait till the last 2 minutes or so, if I were to guess. Puck dropped. Looking forward to Stevenson at the faceoff. That is Maya Stevenson. She'll back in it towards the Lynx zone. Picked up by Vickers. Do the pass for Morel. Back for Vickers. Finds Brown on the wall. Picked off the clearing attempt. As Richards gets it, she'll play it towards the zone. Comes out of the zone, so That'll be offside. Face-off will be a neutral ice to the left of the broadcast booth. Landry against Murray. 1 goal game, 3.5 to go. As one back, sent in deep by McPherson. Picked up by Vickers behind their own net. Looking to clear. Kept in. Here's McLean. Picked off by Landry. Off the boards, but kept in by a skate. Battle ensues. Here's Murray. Penalty coming up against the Lynx. So a great chance for the Wolves to tie things up as they'll head into the power play. Kosh checking the call. So a big swing in this game late as Perech will head to the box for cross-checking. And we will see that timeout called now with 3:07 to go. Wolves will drop a play looking to tie the game on the man advantage, or the player advantage in this case, here in the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League. Been a great game so far, as Kinley Duncan and Ava Landry both have a pair of goals to lead their team in this one. As I mentioned, a long bus trip after this one back home for Cape Breton. A 6-hour drive without traffic. Took them a lot longer than 6 hours to get here yesterday, as a couple of bridges were closed. Of course, the Canzo Causeway was closed in the morning due to the winds, but they made their way across, and then they got to the Confederation Bridge and were unable to get across because they had the big bus, but the Wolves offered up their cars to get them here, and then that's led to this moment. So a power play with 3:07 to go. Wolves looking to tie the game. Murray against Landry for the face-off. Puck is dropped. Play to the corner. Wolves get possession. Here is Murray up top. McNeil takes the pass. Back for Murray. Play down low. Wolves have it. Send to the opposite wall. McGuigan will let a shot go towards the goal. And they score! Tie game! Power play goal for the Wolves. It's 4-4. Banging it home was Maria McPherson on the doorstep. Or no, sorry, that is Maya Stevenson, number 19. So Stevenson gets the goal in the 6-on-5 scenario, or 6-on-4, I guess, on the power play. But regardless, it is a 4-4 score now. Stevenson gets the goal for Western PEI. It is 4-4 late in the third. So a great finish in store. So here's McPherson. Puck bouncing at the blue line. McPherson gets it right back. Maria McPherson played up the boards. That will make its way into the stick of Gabriel. McPherson recollects and sends it back in deep. Gabriel will go skate to stick. Up for McNeil. McNeil drops it off. As loose puck nearly as Webster came in on the forward check. As Stevenson gets the goal credit. Puck comes free for Austin in the corner. Layla Austin, the lone Lynx player out there on the forward check. As here is a pass ahead. Chance the other way. Here is Stevenson again. Stevenson will poke it to the wall. That's Maya Stevenson. So assists from McGuigan and Murray on that one. On the equalizer late in the third. As here is Lawans. Turned over. Play to the middle as Vickers can't hold the line. As Jade Vickers sends it back in deep. Back to retrieve it is Pinow. Pinow over for McGuire. 1:45 to go in the third. Here's Stevenson. Intensity ramping up here in the Evangeline. As Murray plays it up ahead. McAdam takes the pass. McAdam, dump in, will go into the glove of Jessam, who will play to the corner. Jessam wants to get home. She'll waste no time. Keeps the play alive. As here's Vickers. Played up ahead. Lawand will try and get it in deep. Sent back the other way. Loose puck. Cremo tangled up with Duncan. Comes free for Thomas to the line, but it's going to be offside with 1:16 to go in regulation. If this game remains tied after the buzzer, we'll go to overtime for 5 minutes of 3-on-3, and if there's no winner after that, it'll be a shootout. But let's see what's in store here at the end of this third period of play. Face off on neutral ice. One back. Here is Landry. Landry sure would love to have her hat-trick goal be the game winner in this scenario. It looks like it's going to be the next goal wins type of game from here on out. 1:05 to go. Played up ahead. Cremo couldn't handle it, as that'll become free for Wah. Wah up the wall looking to clear. Comes free at the blue line. Puck bouncing. As here is McNeil. 2-on-1 developing with Thomas. McNeil takes it wide. The backhand towards the goal. Rebounds there, but cleared away. As here comes Cremo. Looking to stretch the pass, but that's going to be out of the reach of McCachran. Makes its way all the way back in the Wolves zone. Wah finds Thomas. Thomas over cross looking for Mills. Puck kept into the zone. Landry corrals a loose puck. Sent in deep. 30 seconds to go in regulation. Cape Breton have it in the O zone. Here's McInnes. Shot blocked. As here's Austin. Played it up ahead of the line. Shot on goal. Just goes wide. On the wall. Austin up for McInnes. Shot was blocked. Played towards the goal. Sent up ahead looking to spring Mills, but intercepted. As there's 7 seconds remaining. Wolves have it behind their own net. McPherson will hold on to it and then make a play up the boards. And that's going to do it for the third period. So still no winner after 60 minutes here at the Evangeline. We'll take a quick break before some 3-on-3 overtime. Tune into High Button Sports. Our coverage of the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League will continue after the short intermission before overtime. Welcome back to Evangeline. We're heading to overtime here, 3-on-3. Wolves tied the game late in the power play off the stick of Maya Stevenson. As Ava Landry with 2 goals on the morning will take the opening face-off for Cape Breton of overtime. Up against Miley Stevenson for the Wolves as we're underway. 5 minutes of 3-on-3 as Gabriel out there with Landry and Vickers for this overtime. Quick turnover. There's a chance just sent wide as Mills looking for a quick goal. Mills out there with Stevenson and Pino to open off the overtime for the Wolves. So 3-on-3. Here is Mills. Up for Pino. The blue line can handle the pass as she'll play to the wall. Sent back in deep. Back to retrieve it is Gabriel. Gabriel has the puck. Played up ahead. Finds Landry. Will take on her backhand as Gabriel wanted to change, but she'll be forced to stay out there. She got the return pass. Here's Landry. 2 goals. Looking to make it 3. It'll be the overtime winner. As no call on the play, as that was just a harmless play. A player fell down. No tripping. As here comes Mills. Mills knocked off the puck. Battle ensues. Mills and McInnes. Comes free for the Lynx. As here is Cremo. Takes it wide. Cremo battling with McGuigan. Comes free from McGuigan inside her own zone. Here is Brooke McGuigan. Takes it wide. Loses the puck on her own blue line, but gets it right back. Puck comes free, but McGuigan able to get there first for the Wolves. McGuigan out there with Stevenson and Murray. Battle for the puck. As comes free, nearly turned over. As it is. As Murray went have a step to the net, but good back check from Ava Landry, who's still out there for Cape Breton. Here is Landry. Takes it in wide. Landry 2-on-1, developing shot, scores! Ava Landry, hat-trick goal, ends the game for the Lynx. The third of the game for number 3 is the overtime winner, and Cape Breton is heading home with 2 points, 4 points on the weekend in total. The captain gets the overtime winner here at the Evangeline. 5-4 will be your final score. Great game. Just head off your Sunday morning. Ava Landry with the overtime winner over the blocker of the goaltender. So that's going to do it for our coverage of this one. Final score 5-4 in OT. Both teams will line up at center to shake hands, show of respect after a hard-fought game and weekend. So Ava Landry, the overtime hero for Cape Breton. And with that will conclude our coverage of this game. Thank you for tuning into this one. My name is Mason Dyke with High Button Sports. Ava Landry, hat-trick, game-winning goal in overtime. There's a few more games on the docket today, but we'll say sayonara from Western PEI for now. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Appreciate it as always. We'll see you at the next game, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if I don't hear from you. Take care, everybody.